If I want to develop the convolution neural network, is a network architecture for deep learning. So firstly, I want to import some library like from TensorFlow. So whenever I want to work the TensorFlow, so it will automatically suggest me in Google Colab so many library, but not a problem. TensorFlow dot Keras. So Keras is also the machine learning based library, and the data set dot. So now this is the data set I want to load here, and the library also for the data visualization, matplot lib, and import pyplot. It depends on. So the first I want to load the data set. Load data set. So how we can load? So we have already know the data set. So I want to ready into the train X from this data set. So once I have loaded, so I want to check the type of this data set. The summarize loaded data set, and I want to print like train data set, like train X dot shape, and train which I have used train Y dot shape, and test X dot shape and test Y dot shape. If I want to execute this one, so firstly I want to check out the data is successfully loaded and the shape of the data. So firstly compile this, compile. So once you have compiled, so you can again recompile this because the load data is not there. So that is the reason. So first to compile this, then second, so you can see the shape of the data is 60,000 and the test data shape is 10,000. So training X and training Y. So now after loading this data, I want to summarize the data set. To summarize, not to there. Summarize the data set. So if I want to summarize the data set, so I have already summarized. Okay, so I want to split this particular code here. Data summarization should be there. It is just only to compile the data. So data loaded successfully. Now I can summarize the data. Perfect, very nice. So now I want to show this data. Once I load, like, so after showing this kind of the image, I want to take one more useful example. So CIFAR data set image classification using CNN, like convolution neural network. So now, so there are so many images are there. So it is provide, or you can say that this data set is provide so many images. So firstly, I want to again use some useful package like import numpy as np, import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt is a small name, and import tensorflow as tf. So I want to split this data train and the testing split. So training x and y train, x test and the y test. And the data is this one, and I want to load. Then I want to print the train shape and the training shape, y train shape and the x train shape. So training and the testing shape I want to display. Let's see. So it will little bit take time. So this is the shape of the data, like training and testing. So now I want to show this data set. So now I want to identify some labels which is useful for identify, like airplane, this kind of, like airplane, automobile, bird, cat, deer, dog, frog, horse, and the ship, truck. So these are some labels which I have defined here. Okay. So now I want to size fix the axis, like figure dot axis training and the testing, but not directly. So firstly, with the help of plt dot, I want to ready the subplot, and inside the subplots, so it depend on you, like which subplot size you want to choose. So I want to check out like if I have set the figure size in the above or not. So I want to check this code will be work or not. Like for ranged, which value you want to print, and the plot. So not this one, number of column. You can also choose the data into this manner, like 5 by 5. So it depend on you, like you want to choose 5 by 5, 3 by 3, and the figure size is 8 by 8 or 10 by 10. And if you choose the subplot like 4 by 4. Now, so once I apply this, I want to ready one index value 0, and I want to run the loop in this manner, like range 4, and the range is 4, and the axis to set the title label xtrain. Labels I have already mentioned, and the axis in, that means image show the indexes. And also I want to set some visible like axis. Inside the axis I want to supply I comma j, and dot get, yeah, this one. So the set visibility both side I want to perform the false. Now I want to check and I want to show all this one. So it will take little bit time to show all the images. Now you can see frog, truck, truck are there, deer, automobile, birds, and also the truck. So now the question is that if I load the data set like car fare, for example, and want to visualize. So 4 by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I can also choose like 5 by 5. It depends on us. Like suddenly I want to choose 5 by 5. So the similar I have to change some value here. Now you can run. So the 5 by 5. So these are the very useful example of convolution neural network. So you can see there are so many images are there.